Hello YouTube. So that's the scenario. You got a good quality Bosch German-made dishwasher. For example, in the evening you put your dirty dishes there, you put it on a wash cycle, it clean the dishes, you turn it off, go to sleep. In the morning you wake up, you open the dishwasher to put all the dishes back in place, and you see there is a puddle of water. Sometimes it may be the puddle of water even on your floor, and my first thought was it's probably something clogged the drain, so the water didn't been drained, and I simply didn't notice when I did turn it off previous evening. So I did open the filter. I found some stuff in there, like seeds from lemons and all that stuff. I cleaned it out and I was happy, probably thinking that I fixed the problem. So I put it back in place, and on the next day the same thing happened. So I cleaned the dishes, leave it overnight, turned off, and next morning I see there is a puddle of water like inch deep. So I figure out probably that's not related to the drain, and on the next wash cycle I just double checked that right after the wash cycle is finished there is no water. So when I turn it off and leave it to sit, in some time I see the water is rising from the bottom. So it leads me to think it's not related to the drain, it's related to the inlet. And that's why I did purchase the new inlet water valve, what we gonna replace with you today. Keep watching. The first thing you need to do is to remove the lower panel. It's been held by a couple screws. Then you need to remove the dishwasher door. It's gonna give you the better access to this valve, because this metal part of the door is covering that much space. So once you're gonna remove the metal cover, you'll get just more access, enough to do the job. So in order for you to remove this metal cover of the door, so you open the dishwasher, you got your Torx screwdriver. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts on each side. Those 3 are short ones, this one is long bolt. You do not need to remove those 2 center bolts, so it's gonna be 8 bolts for the door panel. And once you disassemble the door, it's gonna transfer from this to this. This is where our culprit is. There are probably different ways how you can get to it. Maybe you need to pull the whole dishwasher out. I'll try to do it from the front. There is the hose connected to the back of this valve, obviously, and I'm not sure how far I can extend it just to reach to it. But I guess in order to make my life easier, I'm gonna remove this plate. It's been held by 2 screws, 1, 2, and hopefully it's gonna give me enough space to put my arm in the back of this valve, so I can easily remove it and put a new one instead. Right. Now, as you can see, there is much more room here in the back, and I'm gonna turn off the water. I'm gonna remove this fitting, because we're gonna need to reinstall it to the brand new valve, and we'll try to replace this valve assembly without taking the dishwasher up front here, because it's very inconvenient. Okay, in my case it's 5/8. It's gonna be easier for me to remove this fitting once the valve is out, so I'll proceed with the valve removal. Okay, let's check it out. How far away I can fit it. Actually, as you can see, it comes out far enough so I can disconnect this connector, and as well I can disconnect this hose. Okay, I released the clip. I want to put a bowl. I'm gonna put a container. I'm not sure how much water is gonna be coming from this hose in the back. Okay, we got it in our hand. Let's replace this fitting. A lot of gunk inside this valve assembly, so this may be the issue why it doesn't close all the way. When you put the tape on, make sure to put it in the correct direction, because when you're going to be tightening this fitting in the valve, it may unwind, so you're gonna redo it again. Alright, should be enough. Let's go back. So this is our new valve assembly hose. Alright, the connection. Okay, 2 bolts. Make sure not to over tighten this connection. It doesn't do any good if you simply over tighten it. It may start to leak. Alright, now we can put this metal shield back in place. Okay, now we can do the water test to see if there are any leaks. Alright, the water is open, so I'm gonna wait for some time just to see if anything is coming from here. And right now I cannot test this other connection until the valve is closed, but when I'm gonna start the dishwasher, I'll be able to see if there is any leaks on that side. Other than that, the only thing left is to put the door back together. So that is how you replace the inlet water valve. There is possible another scenario too, when after the wash cycle is done, you don't turn off the machine, and eventually what's gonna happen, because of the faulty inlet valve, the water gonna race and it's gonna start to drip into this tray under this machine, if you don't know that, guys, there is the flat in this tray. So, and if the water level is raising in this tray, this float gonna, you know, lift the switch, and it's gonna turn on the pump, which is gonna suck out the water from here, from the bottom of the machine. But what's not gonna happen is this pump won't suck the water from this tray. So this pump gonna continuously run all the time, trying to suck all the water from here, even if there is no water anymore, because the water gonna still be there in the tray. So if you know the cycle is over, but you constantly hear the pump draining the water, there is something wrong. Most likely there is water in the tray. Just double check that. The end of the story is, when you see the water in the bottom, it's not always related to the drain, it may be related to the inlet. I hope you guys did find this video useful. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you did like it, thumbs down if you didn't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.